Who was the best? Who is the best character in the movie? Rewatching it as someone in your mid-30s.
I already said Eugene Levy, Jim's dad.
Yeah,
he needed more screen time. He was funny in every scene. That one scene when he started dancing in the hallway after talking to Jim. He's just funny. He just crushes the awkward, trying to be relatable dad.
He was the most inappropriate, but Stifler still for me. It's like, dude, yes. He was such a dick, and like they kind of nailed it with it because like just the way like after they like beat some team in lacrosse, and he just walks up with this, doesn't read the room, and Chris Klein's talking to what's her name, Mina Suvari, and he's like, this guy sucked ass.
I agree with you, Dave. I think there's a very good case for Eugene Levy. Levy? I don't know. But Stifler, like, I don't think I knew he was amazing in the movie at the time. He's still really funny watching it now, 20 years later. And
he's good.
I think we talked about this on Kyle Bandujo's pod, Big Screen Sports, when we talked about Goon. Sean William Scott is an actually good actor and an actually funny person. I think the roles that he takes sometimes are just roles that he probably shouldn't be taking.
He probably stayed in the American Pie series maybe a little bit too long.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they paid him more because, like, the last two, especially the third, was almost he was the entire movie.
This was such a cult hit that you can't look at him now and not think, oh, that's Stifler.
Every single time I see him, I just go back to Stifler. But he's not a. I don't know. I don't think he's. He can still act in other movies without me being like, oh, that's Stifler. Whereas if I see Jim from The Office and something, like that's why I don't want Jack Ryan, because I'm like, I can't take this guy seriously.
Dude, I'm telling you.
I also just don't like Jim Halpert.
Role Models is a funny movie.
I've heard that.
Role Models with Paul Rudd and Stifler, Sean William Scott. I should just call him by his real name. That's the problem we call him Stifler. Yeah. Like, that's a funny movie. You should watch that. It holds up.
Who's your least favorite character in the movie?
Tara Reid's voice.
Maybe Kevin.
Tara Reid's smoky, scratchy voice.
Yeah. And not that I hated Kevin. He was just, he didn't bring much to the table for me.
Allison Hannigan always bugged me.
She went on to have one of the better careers out of this.
Oh, for sure.
Is that the curly-haired?
No, that's the redhead at band camp.
Oh, okay.
What's her name? Allison what? I just said it.
Flanagan.
Flanagan.
Michelle Flaherty and a couple Irish gals.
No, Allison Hannigan.
Oh,
sorry. I apologize to everybody out there. And there's already someone in the comments on Patreon like, dude, it's Hannigan. Like spazzing.
Come on down to the donkey.
I'm going to see what her net worth is just because I feel like she probably made a lot of money off of How I Met Your Mother.
I'm going to say she is worth, can I guess?
Yep.
$35 million.
You're very close. In true Dave Ruff fashion, you are very close.
Damn.
40 mil. 40 mil. I don't know if she was my least favorite, but she always bugged me at the time because I just thought like the bit got old quickly for me. The Bandcamp bit, I was just like, all right, this isn't funny. The payoff was good, but at the time I was just like, all right, this is unwatchable.
Well, the thing about it was she put a flute in her vagina.
Yeah.
Which the optics of that, I have not handled a flute in a long time, probably ever actually.
Yeah, I don't know.
It just doesn't seem like it's.
There's a lot of knobs on those things.
I'm not here to judge how one person, what they do behind closed doors. That's their business with a flute.
I can't pretend to know how that feels, so I can't really go there.
But
were there any moments in this movie that were just super nostalgic for you?
Dude, can I give you a weird one?
Mm-hmm.
And it has to do with her. It's when she's like, let's go upstairs. She's like, are we going to screw or what? They go upstairs, and when Jim runs and like jumps on the bed and goes, woohoo, and like bounces off the bed and flies off. That was just always like a hilarious part for me.
For some reason, for me, I think the nostalgia wasn't 90s nostalgia or anything like that. For me, it was more just like knowing that it took place in Michigan made me just think like, oh, I'm like, that looks like the neighborhood that my parents used to take me to. Well, like it just was kind of reminiscent in that way. I did love the fact that during Blink-182 scene, and I didn't notice this when I was younger. The first time I noticed this was last night, was that they have a Michigan flag hanging over where they're playing on stage, like the state of Michigan. And I don't know how I missed that at the time because I was so obsessed with Blink-182 that should have been better for me to watch than the Shannon Elizabeth scene at the time.
We mentioned it already, but the opening scrambled porn scene,
that was
nostalgic for sure.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That was our era, trying to catch a boob on the internet or TV and it's just struggling.